Need inspiration? Here is 5 life-changing motivational quotes explained. Let's jump right in. Number 1, by Steve Jobs, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. What I like about this is, yes, your time is limited and you shouldn't waste time, but more importantly, you shouldn't waste it living somebody else's life, living their dreams, living their goals. Why does this happen? It happens a lot of times, especially for younger people that are in their 20s. I remember this happening to me, is you're chasing something, right? If it's wealth or fame or power or status or some other measure of success that you're chasing will cause you to emulate other people who have what you want to have and follow their path and try to duplicate what they're doing. Yeah, success leaves clues, but that doesn't mean that's the right way for you and the right path for you. So what you need to think about, instead of chasing the external long-term outcome, think about what is your personality? How are you wired? What are your interests and passions? What skills do you have? What do you see yourself naturally being kind of a little bit better at? And then start thinking about your core values, your worldview, your principles, and then set goals and dreams based on all of that, right? So it lines up, because everyone has a different story. Everyone has a different path. Everyone has a different vocational direction or career or business or whatever. And so you can't really be successful if you're just copycatting everyone else. Yeah, there's principles where success leaves clues, and it's good to follow that. And it's good to model and use templates and things like that. But you got to start with, why are you doing what you're doing? And you've got to figure out what you really want to be pursuing for you personally, instead of living someone else's dream. So I like that quote. Hey, if you're getting some value out of this, hit that subscribe button, like and share, drop a comment, and let's get back to it. Number 2, winners never quit and quitters never win, by Vince Lombardi. This is one of my favorite quotes. I love this quote, but there's a nuance to this quote that we're going to talk about. So what is this quote about? Winners never quit, quitters never win is about grit. It's about determination. It's about perseverance in the face of adversity. It's about keeping your eyes forward and moving ahead no matter what. I love that. So often, most of us quit too early, or we quit too easily. We're not gritty enough. There's not enough perseverance and determination. And so we need to almost have the mindset failure is not an option. I'm going to push until I figure it out, in a way. But I will say, with that being true, there's a nuance to this, because there is things that should be quit, and there is a time to quit, or at least in the worst case, pivot. Okay, I'll give you an example. Do you remember the Yellow Pages? Maybe, maybe not. This was a book of phone numbers that used to be delivered to everyone's house. So you would have the ability to call a plumber when you needed a plumber, and you'd look in the plumbing section, and then you'd find AAA plumbing and call that one. So they're not around anymore. And that was a good idea to quit printing the Yellow Pages. I think it was back in 2019, probably a little too late, and file bankruptcy and go a different direction. So there are times where it is a wiser decision to quit something, whether it's quitting a bad habit, quitting a bad business idea. There's lots of different reasons, but I will say most of us quit too early and we quit too easily. So be gritty, persevere, push forward, give it some time, lean into that goal or that dream, but not at all costs, right? There are times where you want to quit or pivot. Okay. All right. Number 3, if you can dream it, you can do it, by Walt Disney. What I like about this quote is that every big goal, every big dream does start in the mind. It starts with seeing it first, visualizing it first, and really being able to make it tangible for you personally. If you can imagine something or a goal or, some sort of future creation or a new future, it's possible through effort and creativity and persistence. That's what's important. That's what Walt Disney was talking here. Now, there is a nuance to this one as well. You can't do everything you dream up. Let's just be honest. I'm not going to the NBA tomorrow, and I'm not going to the NFL anytime soon, or ever, for that matter. It's just not going to happen. I was a good athlete when I was younger, but I did dream of going to the NBA when I was in middle school. Am I there? No. I practiced hard. I worked really hard, but I'm only 6'1". And yeah, enough said. So there are realities to this. So I believe that every ambition, every goal starts with some sort of dream, and it's important to have that dream and to really have belief in that dream, but also not to be so delusional to think that anything you dream up is literally possible. That's a little bit of a stretch. So keep your feet on the ground, dream big, have big goals, have goals that stretch you and make you uncomfortable because they feel too big, but don't hallucinate, right? And number 3, you are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream, by C.S. Lewis. Young people, I want to talk to you for a second. If you're in your 20s, maybe your 30s. When I was in my 20s, I had certain dreams and certain goals, but those only fit me at that time. What's interesting is every 5 to 10 years, because I'm very growth oriented, I feel like I'm reinvented every 5 years. I'm a different person. I have a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more experience, a little bit more understanding. Maybe I'm a little bit wiser. And so every 5 years, my goals and dreams looked a little bit different, and they were shaped a little bit different, and they had different values behind them, and there was growth. I could see maturity behind them. So what I would say here is that goals and dreams will change over time. But the good news is you're never too old to set a new one. If you're 80 years old and you have a goal, that's awesome. That's great. Set those goals, set those dreams. It gives you something to work towards and be passionate about, and it makes you alive, right? Here's a really good one, and the last one. Stick around for this one. It'll be worth it. Do something today that your future self will thank you for, by Sean Patrick Flannery. Now, what I really, really like about this is really 2 main things. This is talking about being proactive. This is talking about being rewarded in the future through delayed gratification. And there's 2 main things that I really think stand out to me here. It's the concept of reaping and sowing, and also the compound effect of becoming. And I'm going to break that down for you real quick. So reaping and sowing. If you're into farming, you know that you got to go sow. You got to go sow seeds. You got to go plant a crop, and so you can reap a harvest, right? And so in order to do that, you have to sow and sow and water and sow and water, and you don't see anything for a while. But then all of a sudden you have this massive harvest and the payday comes. And that's the idea here, is like, do something today that will harvest something for tomorrow in the future. And so often we are so caught up being reactive in our lives and just bouncing around off of our circumstances and not really focusing on the important things that are going to be done today to build a better and brighter future for tomorrow. So it's like a smelling salt, and I love that concept. The second thing that we can think about here is the compound effect of becoming, right? So a good example is working out. If you start working out, you go to the gym, you do cardio, you start eating better. If you do that today, you're not going to feel the reward today. That's going to be compounding over time to where you're going to reap that reward. But if you stay consistent, you become fit. You become better at lifting heavier weights. You become leaner and look different. So over time, there's a compound effect of becoming from this idea and this concept of doing something today that your future self will thank you for. Delayed gratification is hard, but man, is it worth it. It is so worth it. So learn today to think about the future and live ahead and do something today for your future self that you will thank yourself for. If you really like this episode, remember to subscribe and like and drop me a comment. I would love to hear from you. And then also check out this next video.